So Barclay, that's the name of the guy, right? So he has been chosen as ambassador by the delegation from the sea. And so there's no backing out of this because they demand it. So unit and the human delegation basically were like, frustrated with the fact that that was the case, and they they don't know this man, and he hasn't been trained as an ambassador and have no skills, you know, to call on for that. So it's decided unit basically had to capitulate because they tried to have a meeting, with the delegation from the sea, and that didn't go exactly the way they're expecting because they basically called for Barclay to even say, do you want to represent and be ambassador? And Barclay was like a deer in the headlights look, was like, yes. So of course he gets, basically upgraded in his status and stuff, and one bag of things gone where they're trying to keep his identity secret from the world, but that never work out the way them expect, and them find themselves in a situation where why them just have to just allow him to be. But yeah, not everybody is pleased with that, and so you have basically what I'm seeing and what I would expect is that you have forces or people at work trying to find ways to go against the whole of these things, and because I'm concerned about their industries and all of these things, especially with the fact that this is about the seas and drilling platforms and stuff, them corporations, they don't like them things, that they don't like being told no, right? Or they need to change what they're doing, right? So they are trying to them have people basically then pay somebody basically giving him Britain status, grant him basically citizenship, right, for him to give them something that they can use. Of course, Barclay's ambassador role is exposed on news the next day. When you meet up with him family and thing, they're like, how you get involved in this, and and mixed feelings. They're both terrified and excited at the same time because and thing. And Barclay's a little bit terrified too. So yeah, he is basically drilled and told, hey, you need to stick to the script, right? If you tell us if you read some things and if you read it and things, so that is what it is. So he goes and he meets with the delegation, right? Cause them tell them say, them need to be there and stuff. And he's just ordinary man, it's just like, hi, I'm saying, and they're like, no, you need to read the script because the script says something like, we greet you and all of that and so him they try to read the script and him get cut off by by the delegation, and I say delegation because how it is that they're communicating, and it seems as if this, even though it's this one entity that we see standing in front of them, it seems like they're communicating with all the oceans and the different, creatures there. So basically, yeah, the man tell him, say, yo, you need to drink some water from the river. Them send them for some water from the river. They want a glass of water from the river. So they think say, I feed them for drink, as in the creature. But the creature say, hey, no, it's for you, Barclay, for you to drink. And Barclay, of course, no one drink it. And then furthermore, they will tell him, say, don't drink it. And he's like, I can't drink this, and thing. I say, why you can't drink this and thing? And he might read the script again and, they might pressure him and he might say, he can't drink this and thing. And he bursts out into a tirade of saying, them sorry, them admit, sir, this and that, because, you don't want to posture yourself as being in these negotiations. You don't want to posture yourself as being weak. So you don't want to say things like, sorry. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you want to posture strength, but yeah, my guy own up to it for the whole of the human race and thing and whatever. And yeah, and it went particularly interesting because they were pleased. Them said them like him. So that day ended with it, him being, feeling good about, being able to do it. And you don't feel confident, of course, you know what I'm saying? And at that point, while watching it, I was like, you see, I'm confident. I better say something over just knock them down a peg the next time. And then the next day came, and this time them come with terms and conditions, right? Because they must say, yeah, we want to hold an armistice and we want to make sure say you're and I'm say, hey, this is what we can do. It's going to take with 40 years to reverse, the pollution in the seas and stuff. And I say, it's going to take that long? No, man, that's too long. That's what they're saying. Like, no, that is way too long. And it's like, I wish we could have, have it done quicker and thing. And I say, you sure you wish? It's like, you do wish and stuff. I was like, it's almost like you could see the wheels turning that something was at play. Because the next thing happens is that we see plastic and all sort of rubbish basically just raining down from the sky, like raining down from the heavens, like a rain, a fall, but a pea rubbish and plastic and thing, and his wife and his child, they were on their way to somewhere, right, in one vehicle, and then basically have to turn back on them, even the driver end up, being a casualty, many persons, on the streets and stuff. Yeah, and it's like, what is this all about? And they meet the next time and thing, and we say, yeah, we can't wait for do 40 years, so we are do it now, because we can. We have the ability to do it. You know what I'm saying? They just reverse the pollution basically upon them, upon the human race all over the world. Things are going, in terms of damage and stuff. So this time now, they come and they must say, we want to get back to the drawing board. I beg you, please, because the world governments, everybody want to go to war now, because this a war, But, I try to keep the peace and thing, Barclay, I say we have to keep it and stuff and whatever. And the delegation from the sea say, we have 3 conditions. 1, you're going to be confined to land, right, as a human race. So no sea, no sky, yeah? The next thing is that you're going to, no loud noise and anything. And when time they hear the first 2 conditions, then basically it's like they must say, yo, you tell we say we can't fly. We can't fly in the sky, and we can't travel the ocean and thing. This is madness. Everybody get up in the delegation and the room and say, and thing, and it was a real boiling point for humanity, and everybody, I get up and thing and Barclay, I lose control of the situation, and I must say, try to regain control. The sea creature, had that demeanor, and that's why I mentioned that, it was like a she, because it had that feminine demeanor. and the feminine demeanor changed to a male demeanor. And I think this was on purpose because it basically did want for us get that booming, deep voice and us say, we will only take questions from the ambassador. And everybody was stunned. And then, what I'm saying? Shocked. And, after that, Barclay is like, sit down and shut up. I found that part funny. And then basically it was that point that the creature reverted back to its feminine form, right? And then told them what the third condition was. I'm telling you, it ain't pretty, right? It don't look pretty at all, right? As the, an artist, what I say, it not pretty at all, and it not pretty for human race right now, in the series here, right? Makes you want to, think about, or makes, me want to think more about this whole climate and environmental impact that the human race is contributing to. Yeah. Let's just hope that fiction is far from reality in this one. Yeah.